The whole dome thing.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been
Adelaide.
called that, among other things.
I mispronounced her name.
Grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Off power that belongs to the town. Come back to the cannery. That's about it. Consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
He asked me to divert power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What do you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Not much like you throwing that in her face to get me on your side.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear.
Made your point clear enough. What do you have against the people trying to make a living? Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
Think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
That's a fucking tough choice. Like, for real. Well, honestly, like I am more or less on her side, though, when it comes to this whole thing, you know? Personal files. Password required. Open first entry. May the eternal bless of the first endeavor. It's been 2 days since I walked away from my life at the Edgewater Cannery. Fortuitously, and old botanical labs are still operational. Mostly the soil sour. I'll do what I can, but I'm going to need some powerful fertilizer. Tired of having to taste this salt tuna lingering in my tongue. Day 1, day out. I want something fresh, something that grows out the earth. Open last entry. We found another worker in Edgewater ex-worker now. Desertion rates seem to be climbing. I'm not terribly surprised. Reed's style of management has always been tyrannical. I imagine an excess is brewing. At any rate, the worker was in a sorry state. Fever, shallow breathing, delirious, must have been plagued. I set him right with a diet of greens. He was still better in a couple weeks. Physically, spiritually, he was one of the flock now. Return to route. Experimental notes. Open first entry. I'm hereby repurposing this botanical garden from its original conception as a greener, scaleless automation of corporate machine. This greenhouse may look impressive, but like all Spacer's Choice products, it's cheap and unreliable. I shall have to make some repairs of my own to two hands. This place shall become a nursery before it was abandoned. I understand the horticulturalist failed in the produce of a single variable crop, something about the soil being too poor. I am determined to find a way may the eternal smile upon my endeavors. Open last journal. Coral are living things insensitive to their environment and any breathing. Thinking body, I contended the crops in the region failed because of the corporation science tending to them are not cold, heartless, inhumane people act in behalf of the sterile, inhumane power. One cannot accept the crops flush with green and reach for the sky under these conditions. Soil sour, it's true. I don't quite know how to explain it. I'm sure the scientists will say something about biology and the carbon cycle. I conclude, after months of my own experience, the secret to a rich and wholesome garden is love, attention, compassion, and a natural fertilizer bursting with organic materials, just like nature intended. Okay. What the fuck? Retrofitted power armor? Shit. We're just robbing the place, pretty much.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands. Something I can help you with?
What are you selling?
Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Bro, look at that fucking armor, though. That's fucking awesome. Obviously, I lose a little bit of tech skills out of that, but that's still fucking awesome as hell. Wait, why does it give you the option to talk to chickens? That's fucking awesome. That's what I really want to do. I want to talk to chickens.
Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery. Where are we headed?
Workbench discovered.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, here's a workbench. I was like, where's this workbench that it just spoke of? I'm trying to figure out is how the hell do I All right, let's see. Oh, okay, hold on. Here's the amount of ammunition a weapon carries. Mr. Ouch. Attack increases the power dealt from the power attack. Alright. Dude, that thing looks epic. Alright, so the power plant's actually over here, I believe. Where we gotta go. Can't tell if those were enemies or if those were like fireflies over there. I think they're fireflies, possibly.
I've always wanted to poke around in here. Okay, here we go! Don't mess with us! Down they go!
Plus into that. That costs us 0. Got a revolver. Electricity is gonna kill these guys no matter what. I mean, pretty much. A dead guy right here. Going to a geothermal power plant. Edgewater geothermal plant. From the plant to your living room.
The control room should be off to the right.
Nothing too crazy in here.
I hope we're doing the right thing. Not even so.
It goes back outside. Lock office door, return to route, messages. Mr. Braden, this letter serves as an informal notification of your company's displeasure towards your management and of the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. For reasons related to exceeding your staff budget in your latest quarterly report, please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Additionally, please contact our office to schedule your official reprimand of your earliest convenience. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in official reprimand. What? Wait, what? The Spaces Co. family would collectively remind you of working for Spaces. Choice is not a right, but a privilege. From Jay Brennan. To esteemed members of Emerald Vale Development Oversight Committee, I hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of the last letter, I've identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while the Emerald Vale has failed to meet the production output quotas, partially to our agricultural and fishing/canning departments, neither of which are anywhere close to profitable, the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-effective, efficient power to the entire regions. Regards, Juno Braden, manager. We have investigated the claims made against your profitability in the greater Emerald Vale region. Our offices agree with you. Agricultural, fishing, canning have experienced a steady decline with the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains somewhat profitable. Our offices are currently investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures, which will ultimately lead to leaner, more streamlined, more efficient geothermal power plants. Please inform the Spacer's Choice Development that the Oversight Office has taken a significant insurance policy against the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. The office is like to assure that the insurance policy is standard procedure. Do not attempt to interpret, understand, or otherwise extrapolate the meaning of this decision. As a special courtesy, we have deployed a proprietary team of engineering specialists to the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. This team of specialists has been instructed to refit and upgrade the plant's population of automechanols free of charge. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. Mind your head. Personal files, access personal log 075. Chester Higgins, again, the whole head found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so he had to write him up for tampering with the company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple days from now and feeling bad for what I've done, let's just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He's working on some logic module, confiscated it. Should be in the lockaway room for the foreseeable future. 87. Doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing guards with auto mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up chief of security with no staff, and a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down. Our mechanical never will. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me, but the company's never been wrong before, I suppose. 98. Worse has happened. Mechanicals have gone crazy, locked myself in here, and just trying another. My courage, gonna make a mad dash for the control room, might be able to shut things down. We'll delete this entry if I ever return. Greetings, Security Chief S. Tanica. This automated message initiates Spacer's Choice workers' safety contingency protocols. As security lockdown has been initiated, this is not a test. Your behavior during the lockdown will be reviewed during the quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of the threat of life-threatening situations engendered by security lockdowns. Fight back against anxiety in ice cold bottle. Zero G brew in an alley that is good for what allies you. Okay, return to route.
Processing.
Don't mess with us. Nice one.
Oh, that said 5,000 XP. It only said 500. I was like, I was about to shit myself. That much XP just for killing one enemy. Let's see.
Heads down.
System performing an
Here they come. We did it.
These poor plant workers. Poor plant workers. Brought a copy of Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I think it's volume 3. I need to go read this pit. That's repair log. Corporates just sent a team of technicians to conduct a complete refit of our mechanicals. Sentry and drone. It is not my place to say so, but it doesn't run contrary to Spacer's choice mission of being a chief's as possible. Just in case I'm audited, I would like to formally express how grateful I am to be part of the Spacer's Choice family. Spacer's Choice is a leading brand in affordable sundry access. Alisan is not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice. Just finished routine maintenance on our mechanical centuries. Found some strange modifications or logical modules. I haven't had time to run a diagnostics, so I don't know what's been modified. All I know is that these modifications were introduced in our recent refit. Company went through trouble refitting every single mechanism with the plant not long ago. Guessing this was the work of those visiting technicians. Filled a report, but my supervisor told me not to worry about it. Said the company knew that it was doing. Ordered me to forget about my alleged modifications to the logic modules. Decided to do a bit of sleuthing of my own self. Got my hands on a logical module. Time to do a little experimentation. Oh, sounded like it hurt. Redirect power. Plant status. All right, let's go down here.
No, 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 just leave me alone. No, 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 just leave me alone.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Unexpected.
All right.
Where to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
All right.
Processing. Beginning security.
My robots are dead.
That's the last.
I almost passed that up. Alright,
Once
so
we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Tells me Edgewater's gonna die without workers in power. Deserters are a community. I can't just destroy what they
Miss
built.
McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Tells me Edgewater's gonna die without workers in
Well,
power.
sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really?
Okay.
I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Dude, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. This is the point. Because yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, Edgewater is a freaking town. I mean, I don't want to freaking take all their power away. I'm giving it to Edgewater.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even if they don't care much for me.
There's reputation decreased. Revering. Okay. I can't believe I didn't go in here yet. I borrow a copy of Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Radio's been sputtering and I need the reference. I've returned a copy to repair bay. Chaos everywhere, mechanicals has gone haywire, gunfire, hearing the screams of alarm and something's leg. Well, like I leave early for the day, please deduct delinquency fee from the pay, thank you. Proud to be a member of Spacer's Choice family. Okay. Convince the deserters to return. This ought to be fun.
Everyone all right?
Alright, so I believe we are good. Alright, let's make our way up there, see if we can convince them. If we can. Oh, hey, there's a volcano up there. I didn't notice that. I think I've been here already. I've been here already. I just got a little curious to see if there was anything here. See, like, she really made us think about, like, what our choices there and stuff, and, like, I had to sit and think about it for a second on, you know, if we wanted to take all the power away from them or throw it all over here, essentially.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't just gonna leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me.
Pop off.
And I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
Damn. I'll pop off. Good night, man. Alright, you have a good night, The Crafter. Thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I am actually going to end it here very shortly, possibly. So, yeah, you have a good one, alright? Think that'll convince Reed to step down?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
Happened to you, all this anger had to come from somewhere.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Alright, enough talk. Okay, so we're gonna go convince Reed. See if we can convince him to leave. This is actually kind of... This is quite interesting how they have all these different options. I really like it, you know? It's like we ended up helping, you know, Reed, but at the same time, we're going to have our own little twist on it, you know? And obviously, I don't think he's going to step down very easily because he is...
Here they come!
So I didn't realize they respawned after a while. They do respawn. I have now learned that officially. It takes a few hours, but they do respawn. I'm pretty sure they respawn probably if you like leave the game and come back in, I imagine. Back in Edgewater.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
No, she won't come back as long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
A change of leadership might be what this town needs.
I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
People aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
This town doesn't eat anything but salt tuna. Of course you're going to get sick.
You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat saltuna here, and only saltuna.
Pretty sure if your food that's making you sick, you need Enadine's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse.
Found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
I'm using human corpses in her fertilizer.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
Needs Adele. She won't come back as long as you're here.
So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing. If I leave town, I'm as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret cure for the plague, and she is holding my town ransom.
This town could use all the help it can get.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
You don't have to do this, you know.
I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend a crop. She's what this town needs.
This can't be. What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
Don't last a day outside the walls, you know.
I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week.
Can't be easy for you.
I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Take care. We did it! We convinced him to give up the town. Alright, so now we gotta make our way back over to her. Dude, that's fucking awesome. Like I love how this is. It's great. Skills? Let's see. I can now choose another perk. And get our carrying weight up. Now we can carry 160 pounds. Heck yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go get her. After we get her and get her back to the town and all that, I believe we will call it. We gotta head this way and then up the hill and around, I believe.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Talk to Reed into leaving, come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may.
Heck
You're
yeah.
vexing to me, you know? injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
The board reputation decreased. Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Take care.